Greetings, fellow brothers in humanity. In this video, we will be taking a look at some shocking claims made by Abdullah Hashem, the leader of the Mahdi religion of peace and light. So he is a so-called prophet, and this will be from his so-called gospel. So please do stay tuned and do click that like button if you do find this video useful. Obviously, I will be refuting the claims that he's making, and we will get right into this. So this is an article that I'm busy writing. I haven't posted it yet, so I will just read this and then I will post this in my community tab on YouTube. So to my knowledge, Abdullah Hashem wrote 3 books: The Goal of the Wise, the Mahdi's Manifesto, and the Divine Jurisprudence. We will be focusing on the Goal of the Wise and pointing out 5 shocking false claims. There's hundreds, but my time is limited. So we'll be getting straight into shocking claim number 1. The Eucharist as Jesus' seed. Door number 5. Also called the Fifth Covenant with Jesus. It argues that the flesh and blood of a man is his offspring, his seed, and points to Jesus speaking about semen when telling followers to consume his flesh and blood. This claim contradicts the Bible and would be sexually immoral. It goes against the natural function assigned to semen, which is for human reproduction, not consuming or use in ritual. John 6, verse 53 to 58 is simply in reference to the Last Supper, and we see the Lord state the bread is his body and the wine is his blood in the New Testament. Bread and wine is also what the Melchizedek offered to Abraham in Genesis 14 verse 18. We read, but Melchizedek the king of Salem, bringing forth bread and wine, for he was the priest of the Most High God. And in Hebrews 5 verse 5 to 6 we read, so Christ also did not glorify himself that he might be made a high priest, but he that said unto him, Thou art my son, this day I have begotten thee, as he said also in another place, Thou art a priest forever, according to the order of Melchizedek. So here we see the relation between the Old Testament interaction between Abraham and Melchizedek and the New Testament, where the Lord's Supper is instituted. In shocking claim number 2 we read, soul swapped at the crucifixion. Door number 13, the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Describes Jesus escaping and entering Simon of Cyrene, citing Basilides that Simon was crucified instead. Here they try to use stories from the Bible and Quran to justify soul swapping when death is the soul being separated from the body, and being given new mortal bodies doesn't align with the biblical understanding of life after death, as the Bible says in Hebrews chapter 9 verse 27. And it is appointed unto men once to die, and after this the judgment. Although most Christians agree saints are alive in heaven and can appear on earth as we see in Matthew 17, inhabiting a new mortal body would place those souls in jeopardy by making them vulnerable to sin, and they would receive a second judgment and death. The only spiritual beings I know of that possess people are demons, as they are already in a fallen state. But this isn't to say a spirit can't be sent to visit, appear, or torment someone, as seen in 1 Samuel chapter 16 verse 14. In the story, it is also the spirit of Yahweh that departed from Saul. It wasn't Saul's spirit departing from his body. In shocking claim number 3, Jesus married Mary Magdalene and fathered a son called Mahdi. This is in door number 31, also called the Lost Years of Jesus Christ. In this chapter, they claim Jesus married Mary Magdalene, she became pregnant with a son, and that son Mahdi was sent as a messenger. This claim is foreign to the Bible, but Manichaeism, a Gnostic sect in the 3rd century, was founded by a man named Mahdi. This would mean either Mary Magdalene would have been about 300 years old, or going by the concept of soul swapping, Mahdi would be the biological child of 3rd century Iraqis, since he was born in Mesopotamia. That would go against Sunni Islamic teaching and Christianity, funny enough, as both state Jesus is in heaven. In shocking claim number 4, soul family cosmology. Maybe I should change it to the soul family cosmology. Door number 11, the soul family. This chapter presents a soul genealogy where Jesus is the father of Eve. This is probably the most extreme view held by this group. It also makes a lot of their previously stated beliefs irrelevant. They basically, oh goodness, this is gonna have to be fixed. They basically try to adopt and merge reincarnation from Buddhism with Islam. So I'll answer why this is false from Christian perspective by saying again that we only die a bodily death once and then receive judgment, as seen in Hebrews 9 verse 27. Shocking claim number 5, the one I had to edit multiple times due to spelling errors. Tree of knowledge in Eden is a person. Door number 1, also called the first covenant with Adam, they interpret the tree of knowledge as being a person and later state explicitly that the tree mentioned in regards to the Garden of Eden was actually Fatima al-Zahra, the daughter of Muhammad. So I believe she was the youngest daughter of Muhammad, but feel free to correct me in the comments. The tree of knowledge is never stated as having personhood in the Bible or being a family tree. Also, Adam wasn't created to be God's successor on earth, as this chapter states, right? And the idea that he lusted after Muhammad's daughter, as she was superior to Eve, but he wasn't good enough to get her, is such a strange thing to say. So thanks guys for sticking with me. Please do click that like button if you've enjoyed this, and do think about sharing these videos. Peace.